Hey guys, Reno Zero. Uh, this is my evening coffee break. I figured I'd sit down and hang out with y'all for a minute. I've had a couple of questions that I want to address. And yes, I pay for all my coffee. Odyssey Coffee does not sponsor these coffee chats. But this is my good coffee, and when I want a cup of really good coffee, then I make some of this. I don't think it is unreasonably priced. I think it's very, very reasonably priced. Anyway, enough about the coffee. It's holy crap though. It's good coffee. Um, I'm not an expert in anything at all. Nothing. I make it, and that's what my channel is all about. This is how I make it. If you're just a dude, just like I'm just a dude, and you have very limited resources, as I have very limited resources, this is what I do. Here's some ideas for you. And hope they work, and take one of my ideas and make it your own idea. And I'll take your idea and make it my own idea and work it to where it fits our personal situation. Well, I've had some people ask me, what do we do? What can we do? The state that our country is in, the state that the world is in, the economy, whatever their concern is, what can we do? Well, I definitely don't advocate any kind of violence. Anybody who has seen combat and open warfare and death up close and personal knows that it is not a fun place to be, and it's not good, and it's not. I wouldn't recommend it. And I'm not going to tell other people this is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is what you should be doing, because that's not my style, man. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to tell people what they should and shouldn't be doing. I'm not going to say you're doing it wrong, or this or that, whatever. To each his own. Live and let live. Come on, people. Don't even think about it. Go on. So, but what I can do is tell you what I do. I see that there's some things obviously wrong with our country and with our politicians and with our economy. What I'll be doing first thing tomorrow when I get up is making my first of 3 or 4 phone calls to my representatives tomorrow. Because of this farm bill that they've got. They got a farm bill out that they're mealy-mouthing around, and they're not really getting anything done with it, and it could affect a lot of things if they don't get something done. If they don't get off their butts and get something going, a lot of the food stamps is going to get cut, and there's a lot of people abuse the food stamp system. A lot of people abuse those programs, but a lot of people do not. A lot of people do not abuse those programs. A lot of people, it has helped them out, and they have gotten back on their feet, and off they go. And that's great. That's what it's there for. A lot of people do not abuse those systems. But the people who, make all the noise, and the people who everybody concentrates on are the people who only the people who abuse the system are the ones who get, the people who are just getting help because they got laid off, or they got fired, or the company that they worked for shut down and went overseas. It happens all the time. Folks need help. This is hard times that we're in right now financially, and folks need a little bit of assistance. So, but that program is going to get cut. That somebody said, I don't remember where I heard it at, that if they don't get off the ball, that the dairy farmers, the dairy subsidies and stuff, and we're looking at $7-8 a gallon for a gallon of milk. So I'll be calling my representatives tomorrow and letting them know, let's get something going on this, because it's a pretty important thing. You guys all jumped on Obamacare without even reading it, and now that's it's all screwed up. But at least let's let people know that they're going to have something to eat at some point. Something else that I do is I try to be as self-sufficient as I can. Just like with the whole on our own philosophy that I have, I try to look to myself first. I grow a garden. I'm fortunate that I live in an area where I can have, as you see in the background, a smoke shack. My little winter cold storage refrigerator that we buried inside the hill, a little greenhouse. I have animals. We hunt, we fish, we trap, and I try to be as self-sufficient as I can. I have a wind turbine up that's been kicking butt for me. I've got some solar panels. I use solar lights in the house all the time. I try to take the power away from the people who want to have power over me, and try to control as much of my own life as I can, whether that be energy production and usage. I don't owe anybody anything. Right now, I don't owe anything. Being in debt, especially to banks, to me is I just don't want that at all, because banks are a huge problem with what's going on with the world right now. I don't trust the bankers. I don't trust the banks. So, but again, this is just me. I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you what I do. I will scrimp and save and trade to get a truck and stuff like that, rather than trying to finance something and making a monthly payment with interest to a banker somewhere every month. I don't want to do that. To me, I want to the same thing with the electric companies and the power companies and the energy companies. They're all huge conglomerates that demand this and demand that and demand this and demand that. Well, that's what I say. I'm going to generate my own. You guys can suck it, because you get enough of money, you get enough people's money. Anybody who's going to raise my energy rates after claiming a $9 billion quarterly bonus profit, there's something wrong with that. So I try to rely on myself. If I need an axe handle, I try to make it rather than go and buy it. Those kind of things. I try to cook outside, as much as I can on the equipment that I have for outdoor cooking, to save everything that I can on energy cost and raise our own food and those kind of things. That's what I do. Like I say, it's like my own little personal revolution. This is my own way of saying I am going to be in control of me and my family. Okay, Mr. Government Official, you're not going to be the one who calls the shots for me and my family. Mr. Banker there in your $9,000 suit, you're not going to be the one who controls anything that comes in or out of this house that has a deal with my family. I will control it. I'm not going to be a dependent on the government. I'm not going to be a dependent on the bankers. I'm going to be dependent on me. I'm going to make sure that it is my responsibility to keep my family fed and sheltered and warm through the wintertime. It doesn't fall on anybody else's shoulders. It's my responsibility. And it takes work, and it takes forethought and preparation, but that's just how it is. I don't consider myself to be, like one of the preppers or something like that. I'm just country. We prepare for the wintertime, and we prepare for storm season. And prepping is prepping. No matter what you prep for, it is what it is. You're having foresight, and you're looking to the coming months, saying, you know what, winter's going to be cold. I better get some wood stacked up. I better make sure that I can have my heat exchange up and going and make sure that it works to keep the house warm, so that I don't have to use electricity and run the furnace. And yes, my heat exchanger is up and going now, and we're using it to keep ourselves warm at night. It's getting chilly at night, so we're using it, and it's working great, just like it did last year. So there you have it. I can tell you what I do. I will not tell anybody this is what you should do. Like I say, I keep in contact with my representatives. I let them know what I think. I vote. And I also feel like I vote with my money. I'm very thrifty, I guess, maybe. Cheap bitch, some have called me. Before I spend any money, I will look to my scrap pile first to see if I have what I want. What, Mabel? Yes, I know. The goats are right there. Great. Go chase them. And that's just how I am. I try to, keep every dollar or every penny that I have in my pocket rather than putting it in somebody else's pocket, especially huge corporations and huge banks. I do not agree with their philosophy. I do not agree with their lack of humanity and how they deal with people rather than account numbers. And so, like I said, this is just how I live my life. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Questions or comments? I will try to keep up with the comments. I cannot. Mabel, would you stop it? I just cannot keep with I cannot keep up with the comments because I'm not in front of my computer all day. I do stuff. So anyway, you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching. God bless in the end. Buzz, the end.